Here's what nobody tells you about sexual attraction. Your body responds to being visually objectified before your brain consciously registers it. We're talking pupil dilation, increased heart rate, micro-tension in your shoulders, all happening in the 200 milliseconds before you even think, why is this person staring at me? Your nervous system is already screaming the answer. First thing you need to understand, there's a massive difference between someone checking you out and someone mentally undressing you. Checking you out, quick glance, assessment, move on. Mental undressing, their blink rate drops by 40 to 60%. They're in what neuroscientists call visual acquisition mode, the same trance state your brain enters when you're trying to memorize something you desperately want to remember. That frozen, unblinking stare. They're burning your body into long-term memory. Let's talk about visual scanning, but not the surface-level stuff everyone parrots. When someone's mentally undressing you, their eye movement pattern follows what's called the triangle of desire. Eyes, lips, body, back to eyes. This isn't random. The superior colliculus, your brain's automatic attention director, is fighting their prefrontal cortex for control. They're trying to maintain eye contact for social acceptability, but their primitive brain keeps hijacking their gaze downward. Here's the specific tell. Watch for the micro-correction. They glance down at your chest or hips. Their eyes snap back up to your face almost violently. Then within 3-5 seconds, they're scanning again. It's involuntary. The more attracted they are, the shorter that interval gets. Real-world scenario. You're in a meeting, presenting. Normal attention looks like periodic eye contact with natural breaks to look at slides or notes. Mental undressing looks like someone's eyes keep drifting to your neckline, catching themselves, forcing eye contact that feels intense, then drifting again. Their pupils are dilated the whole time. They're nodding at what you're saying but retaining nothing. Cognitive load theory explains this. Sexual imagery hijacks working memory. They literally cannot process your words and fantasize about your body simultaneously. But here's the nuance. Some people have poor eye contact due to neurodivergence or social anxiety. The difference? Anxious avoidance looks random. They're looking away from you entirely. Visual scanning has a pattern, a rhythm, a magnetic pull back to specific body parts. Everyone mentions the mouth thing, parted lips, lip licking. What they miss is the cluster that confirms it. When someone's fantasizing about physical intimacy, their parasympathetic nervous system activates. Mouth parts. Breathing deepens. But here's the layer psychologists use to diagnose this. Watch their throat. Increase swallowing. Why? Saliva production increases during arousal. It's your body preparing for kissing before you've consciously decided to kiss. The scenario that reveals this best. Imagine you're at a bar, talking to someone. The conversation's normal, but suddenly you lean in to hear them better. Your face gets closer. If they're mentally undressing you, watch what happens in the next 2 to 3 seconds. Mouth parts. Visible swallow. Their eyes drop to your lips and stay there. They might even lean back slightly, not from disinterest, but because the proximity triggered an arousal response they're trying to manage. Here's what gets dark. This response is so hardwired that even when people consciously try to suppress it, micro-expressions leak through. We're talking half-second flashes. A parted lip that closes immediately. A quick dart of the tongue. Your subconscious catches these before you rationalize them away. The critical distinction. Mouth breathing can also signal anxiety or physical discomfort. The tell? Anxiety mouth breathing is shallow, chest-based. Arousal mouth breathing is deeper, slower, belly involved. Their chest rises more with each breath. Real talk. Mirroring disruption is the most misunderstood signal in body language. Normal attraction amplifies mirroring. You cross your legs, they cross theirs. You lean forward, they match. But mental undressing freezes it. Here's why. Mirror neurons fire when we empathize or connect socially. Sexual objectification temporarily deactivates empathetic processing. They're not seeing you as a person to connect with. They're seeing you as visual stimuli. Watch for this. You gesture while talking. They don't match. You shift positions. They stay locked. Their body goes still while their eyes stay active. It's predatory focus, and your brain recognizes it as such, which is why it feels uncomfortable, even when you can't articulate why. The scenario. You're on a date. First 20 minutes, perfect mirroring. You both lean in, match energy. Sync your drinking pace. Then something shifts. Maybe you mention something that triggers attraction. Maybe you adjust your shirt and more skin shows. Suddenly, their body language desynchronizes. They stop matching. They're just watching. That's cognitive resources being hijacked. This next part will make some people uncomfortable, but psychology backs it. You can tell the difference between someone attracted to you versus attracted to your body by whether they remember what you said. Ask them to repeat the last thing you mentioned. Mental undressing creates what's called inattentional blindness, not to your body, but to your words, your personality, your actual humanity. Someone genuinely attracted asks questions, recalls details, builds on your stories. Someone mentally undressing, they're saying, and totally, while their brain plays pornography. This is how you diagnose objectification in real time. Postural echo collapse. When someone's fantasizing, their posture subtly shifts toward openness, even if they're trying to appear neutral. Men unconsciously spread their legs wider. Women arch their back slightly, present their neck. These are involuntary courtship displays happening while they're trying to maintain professional or social appropriateness. The tell is incongruence. Their face says, "I'm listening professionally." Their body says, "I'm displaying sexually." Watch for someone sitting across from you at dinner whose upper body is formal, hands folded, shoulders square, but whose legs are pointed directly at you, feet angled toward you, knees apart. Mixed signals aren't confusion. They're conscious suppression, fighting subconscious desire. Touch prepping. Before people even consider touching you, their hands give them away. Increased hand movement near their own body, adjusting hair, touching their neck, brushing their thighs. What's happening? The somatosensory cortex is activating in anticipation. Their hands are literally rehearsing touching your body by touching their own. The specific pattern. They touch themselves in the places they want to touch you. Runs fingers through their own hair, imagining running hands through yours. Touches their own neck or collarbone. That's where their mind's hands are on you. Think about the last time someone's stare felt heavy or intense, but you couldn't explain why. Run through this checklist. Dilated pupils, visual scanning with microcorrections, decreased blinking, involuntary mouth parting or swallowing, mirroring collapse, postural openness despite formal context, touch prepping, 3 or more. That wasn't interest, that was mental simulation. Your gut knew before your brain caught up. Mental undressing reveals itself through visual acquisition mode, frozen, unblinking stares, scanning patterns with magnetic pull to specific body parts, physiological arousal markers, mouth, throat, breathing, mirroring disruption from cognitive hijacking, postural incongruence between formal presentation and sexual display, touch rehearsal through self-contact. Your subconscious processes all of this 5 to 7 times faster than conscious thought. Here's what changes everything. That uncomfortable feeling you get when someone stares wrong. That's not paranoia. That's 200,000 years of evolutionary threat detection. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between visual objectification and physical threat assessment. Both trigger the same alert system. Trust it. Subscribe to Maze Mastery, because psychology without application is trivia. And we don't do trivia. We decode the invisible game. Everyone's playing, but nobody's explaining. Drop a comment. What's the most obvious sign someone missed that you caught? I'm sourcing next week's content from your experiences. You can't unsee this now. Use it wisely.